Okay, good evening everyone. So today we are going to demonstrate you how to measure the pressure in the ET cuff or tracheostomy bulb by pressure manometer. I have with me brother Ram Babu and sister Naomi. They will help us in demonstrating how we can do this. But why we need to measure the ET cuff pressure manometer or tracheostomy cuff pressure manometer, I will explain you in 1 or 2 minutes in the coming slides. Then we'll go at the bedside of the patient and then we'll measure it in a live environment. Thank you. As you can see here, this is the endotracheal tube, this is the pilot balloon, and this is the cuff. Normally it is deflated in neutral position. When you push air through this balloon, it inflates the cuff. And in a patient who is ventilated either through endotracheal tube or tracheostomy tube, this inflated cuff forms a seal. This seal functions in 3 ways. One, it prevents the air leak so that the patient gets ventilated properly. Secondly, it doesn't allow the oral secretions to trickle in the lung, which prevents VAP. And third, it forms a seal so that the tube doesn't move easily in and out. But this pressure which the cuff is causing on the tracheal capillaries is very important. The same thing in a elaborated way. This is the ET tube, this is the inflated cuff, this is the tracheal mucosa and the capillaries. Now as you can see, this is the tracheal mucosa, these are the tracheal capillaries, and if the cuff is inflated too much, it causes the compression of the tracheal capillaries. Means then it causes inflammation, ulceration, tracheal stenosis or necrosis, and even can cause tracheoesophageal fistula because esophagus is just behind the trachea. Now this ET cuff pressure should be less than the capillary perfusion pressure so that the capillaries are not compressed. If they are compressed, they will not be able to supply the blood to the tracheal mucosa, and then all the complication arises. That's why the ET cuff pressure should be monitored regularly, and it should be around 25 mm water. Range is between 20 to 30. Now let's see how it gets measured. So we are at the bedside of the patient. Brother Ram Babu and sister Naomi will help us to demonstrate how we can check the pressure in the ET tube cuff. Sister, can you show me this? Yes. So this is the cuff pressure manometer. As you can see, this is the pressure gauge. Here from 0, 10, 20 scaling is there. Ideally the cuff pressure should be between 20 to 30, which is the ideal range. You can see above 60 is the red. If the pressure remains for a long time between this range, there can be chances of ischemia, inflammation, tracheal necrosis, fistula, anything. And here, can you show? This is the handle by which you can push the air into the bulb, and this is the button. This is the button by which you can release it. Just show me. Okay. Now, Rambabu, please show me the bulb.
Yes, sir.
This is the tracheostomy bulb. Can you? And this is the tubing through which you can connect this cuff pressure through this manometer.
Okay.
Now, as you can see, the pressure here is 40. We have desperately intentionally filled up a little bit more air so that to show you that is in the higher range. Now how can you set it in the range? Sister, can you, how will you show? How will you release?
It's a red button is correct.
They will press this and the pressure air will get released. Now as you can see, it has come down between 20 to 30. If you want to push the air, you can squeeze. So it has gone 90. Now we can release it again. Just release. They are doing it by pressing on this red button. So it is coming down, coming down, coming down. And now it is in the ideal range. So now we can remove this.
Okay.
And close the clip.
Okay.
So thank you, sister, and thank you, brother, for demonstrating us.
Thank you,
Hope
sir.
it will help all fellow nursing staffs.
Thank you.